Hey everyone, this is Matt N3VAN, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build a 4-to-1 current Balun. I was talking to a new ham and he wants to be able to do 80 to 10 meters. He sent me over a few pictures of his property and how everything's laid out. Wouldn't work with an end-fed half wave, you know, for the 130 to 134 feet of wire, but we were thinking about building an Off Center Fed Dipole fed by a 4-to-1 current Balun. So I was looking around, researched a lot. I mean, you can purchase the Baluns already made by Balun Designs. They make a beautiful Balun, well made, well constructed, but he would like me to build one, so that's what I'm going to do, and I will be taking you along in this journey. Went on to Enameled Associates, and they had a nice little kit, currently $40. It is, let me see if I can move the Teflon tubing. It is the AB240-250 kit. And what this includes is it comes with the Toroid, which is an FT240-K Toroid. It comes with 12 feet. I'm going to measure this when I take this out. 12 feet of 14 AWG wire. It comes out to, I think, 1.7, 1.75 millimeter diameter. And then it comes with number 12 PTFE or Teflon tubing. And as you can see, it comes with the Transmission Line Transformers Handbook, which is an invaluable resource on making whatever you would like out of the materials right here. I mean, you don't have to make the 4-to-1 Balun with this. There is a variety of designs from 1-to-1, 4-to-1, and many others, you know, improved by Jerry Sevick. So without further ado, let me open this bag up. I already had it open, taking a look at it previously before making the video. Oops, as you see, everything's coming apart. So there is the PTFE Teflon tubing. It is a number 12, I see. Yep, number 12. Move this here. Inside the packaging has the 12 feet of number 14 or 14 gauge wire. And then the FT240-K Toroid. And the design I decided on, as you see, I mean, they even have 1.5 to 1, 2.25 to 1, 9 to 1 unin. We got the 4-to-1, and I believe there is a 1-to-1 right there. So we were doing some discussions, talking on the phone, and the one I'm going to build him is going to be the W2FMI 4-to-1 HBM 200, and that is on page 31. There we go. It is a high power Balun transmission line transformable, capable of easily handling 2 kilowatts of continuous power and 4 kilowatts of peak power. Way more than he needs for his 100-watt radio, but it gives him the flexibility to use this if he ever gets an amplifier. So what I'm going to do, close this book. I'm going to measure these both and cut them in half and come back onto the video, feed the copper wire into the tubing, and we'll start winding this toroid. All right, give me a few seconds. Let me unravel these, measure it for my own information, and I'll be right back and show you how to wind this toroid. All right, everybody, I am back, and I did measure both of these. This one is 12 feet of the 14 gauge enameled wire, and this is slightly under 13 feet. It's about 12 feet 10 inches. So what I'm thinking is, I'm very familiar with the FT240 core toroids, different mix, you know, the 43 or the 51, and I did wrap these, and based on measurements I wrote down, I believe I'm going to need 2 pieces, since it's going to be bifilar, or, you know, 2 wires together. 2 pieces of 24 inches. That's giving it a little bit of room so I can get up to the lug nuts for both the post to send out the wire. So what we'll do is I'm going to double check this by using it's roughly the same diameter when it comes down to it, as you can see. And this is 550 paracord that I have laying around. Usually I use this to get antennas up off the ground. So what we're gonna do, we need these together. Yep, they're about the same size. And let me just show you that that's centimeters. So let's see. Oops. If I can hold on to it. All right. So, yep, just shy of 24 inches. And I think that's going to give me ample amount of room for extra wire so I can get to those posts as well as down to the connectors I need. So let's wrap this up and make sure before I start cutting the Teflon tubing as well as the enameled copper. Now I don't have any more Teflon tubing with me because it came with the kit, but I have plenty of the copper 14 AWG wire. Now we want to wrap this 8 times on each side. So 8 turns, and a turn counts as in the middle. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 more. And remember not to cross over these. Well, just for testing purposes I can, but really don't want to. Looks like it's gonna work out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, missing one. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, that's 8. Perfect. It'll go out like that, and then attach to the other end. I'll show you guys how that works. So this is correct. What I'm gonna do, let me unravel this a little bit or put it aside. There we go. So the measurement works. Now let me do I have scissors here? Yep. Let me measure out probably a little too much, so but it's easier to cut off than to add on. So there's 24. Should I do 23 and a half? Yeah, we're gonna cut at 23 and a half, which is right about there. So this will be the guideline, and we need 4 of these, 2 on each side. So if you bear with me, gonna measure the tubing out. There we go. Perfect. So there's 2 strands. Let me move the toroid out of my way. And then I don't think I have wire cutters with me, so I'm gonna have to pause, come back with the wire cutters, and cut 24 inches of the 14 AWG enameled wire. And the last one. So we got 3 cut. Need 1 more, and as you can tell, I have a bunch left. Not enough to probably do another. Don't want to cut the other end. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So this is the extra, what's left. So 4 2 feet long tubes of the Teflon tubing. And now we got to, let me pause this. I'll be right back. And then we'll cut up the 14 AWG enamel coated wire. See you soon. All right, and I'm back with the much needed wire snippers. Didn't find the ones I really wanted, but you know how that goes. All right, so let's unravel what 2 feet, 24 inches. Let's see, there we go. Let's unravel a little more. Actually, we don't even need to measure it much. That's right. What am I doing? Let's straighten this out and feed it into the pre-measured Teflon tubing. And then when it peeks out the other end, we snip, snip, snip. And like I said, I got plenty of, let's see, should be more than ample. Go, go. One strand done. Let's move Mr. Toroid out of the way. Don't need you quite yet. Much better idea than measuring it. So if you're building this, don't do what I did. You don't need to measure the enameled copper wire after you measure the Teflon tubing, if you're going to be using Teflon tubing. Let's hope my data points from when I built toroids last time are correct, which they usually are. That's about good. Hold, snip. All right. There we go. There's 2. Might as well do all 4 while we're here. Strand out the best I can. Come on. Is there a burr on the end? Nope. There we go. Let's feed it in. So you can see out the other end. That's about right. Hold it in there so it doesn't come back in. Snip it upside down. Go. And I'm being very generous on the measurements for the Teflon tubing, as you saw. When I measured, there was, as you saw with the paracord, there was plenty of room. So we're gonna have to trim back some of this Teflon tubing just a little bit. Go, and the last one. Then I'll pause, get back to winding. Once we're ready for that, I have a conference call in about, let's see what time it is. Since it's a Monday morning, I have a little bit of time this morning as I took off to be an expert witness for court. So, all right. So, they're all done with a little bit of tips on the end. This is some extra leftover 14AWG wire, and I'm gonna save this for a future project. All right, gonna pause it again and bring out the toroid and probably tape these. I'm actually gonna probably look for some of my electrical tape so these wires stay nice and tight together when I wrap it. So give me a minute, I'm gonna find that and be right back, and we'll start winding this toroid. All right, and I'm back. Couldn't find my lesser grade Scotch electrical tape, but this will do. I have plenty of this. I have about 2 or 3 boxes actually. And what I use this for is on the coax ends. When I put up an antenna, like my end fed half wave, that's in an inverted L in the backyard, I use this Scotch, Super 88 heavy duty electrical tape and wrap the connector when I connect it in through the SO239. And this works fantastic. You don't need to use this if you're building a Balun to hold those Bifilar windings together, and not needed at all. So I just found it. I can't find my other one, so we're using this. So instead of showing you me cutting each little strip of this, I did that off camera. And let's put these wires together. Oop, stay out of the way, other guys. You'll be touching eventually. All right. So that should be ample there. Get a piece of tape. This is fantastic electrical tape. And what this helps, the tape helps with, is keeping these bifilar windings together. So there's no spacing. There we go. Probably cut too many slices. Oops. A little tough putting it on here, but we'll get it. Again, this tape is overkill for what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. I made 6. I should have made 7, like 14 wrappings. Maybe I'll just cut one. Cut one of these babies in half. Because this is the 6th one and my last one. Let me see. Yeah, I should have one closer down here. Let me use this one for there. Okay. After this is done, I'll show you how to wind a 4-to-1 Balun. But you see how it keeps these bifilar wires, 2 pair, nice and neatly together. So my tape, little befuddled, I didn't cut it real well, but it gets the job done. It keeps them together. So let me put this up here, get the other one, and put it together. I'm missing one piece of tape. That should be enough. Stay nicely together. Let's add a little more spacing here. And if I need more tape, I'll pull out that roll of Super 88, tape it up. Now this is a little different than the way Mike, M0MSN, and Callum from DX Commander did on their video. Great video, by the way. They did 4 windings, I believe, around 3 FT 240 43. So man, they had a massive toroid tower they built, and it's a great video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the description. But it's a slightly different configuration of the one I'm building. I'm doing 8 turns, and a turn again is when the wire goes through the center, and they did, I believe, 4 on each side. Yeah, 4 on each side. I just saw that video maybe, I don't know, a couple days ago. Great video, and wish I had a buddy here to joke around with while building antennas. But it's just me right now, and just building this to a friend that's a couple miles away. Actually, more than a couple. About a good, got a good 2-hour drive. Last piece of tape. Can I don't want to cut this in half. Maybe, let's see what I can do here. Is that good? Yeah, it's not going to give me enough, though. All right. Well, I definitely need another one, so I'm going to have to butch this open. You're not going to see me open every single one. There it is. And off screen, let me cut this real quick. Where are my... Love these medical scissors. They are super sharp, easy to sharpen, and inexpensive. And don't cut wire well, but they'll work on that Teflon tubing. Put this away before I get this all dirtied up. Great tape, and it goes a long way. All right. Sorry about that. I thought I had enough pieces cut. Should maybe do another one. Maybe. Is that good? That should be good. Should be plenty. All right, let's get winding this toroid. All right, so it's the FT240-K again. Let me see. Which one are we going to use? We'll use this one to start. Can I pull it? Oh, yeah, I can. All right. Probably last time I'm going to be pulling this. Because once I turn it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a workout, I can tell. 8 times. Oh, boy. Don't have to worry about scratching the enamel now. But, there we go. That'll be good. But you don't have to worry. The ferrite core is non-conductive, and you want these. Let me see if I could show you. There we go. Keep them together. You want these nice and tight. I'm going to try to show you while putting them in. I have to keep it tight. Should be okay. Let's go into the ground lug. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. Let's get this put through. Yeah, and your fingers, they will get a workout doing this. Remember, don't cross it over. If you tape it like I do, you don't really have to worry about the crossing over. It's similar to like building a 9-to-1 onion. There we go, or a 2-to-1 onion. There we go. It is a workout, and this is only the 14 AWG. I built toroids, the what is it? The end-fed half waves, which are 14-to-1 or 64-to-1 toroids, Baluns, or transformers. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. And I'm going to double check my counting. See, get in there. Probably space it out a little more. All right. So we have 1 turn, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this goes up. And that is, whew, well, must have been a little thicker. Because that is plenty. So what I'll do is I'll measure this little tail here. Let me just double check my turns here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to space these out a bit because we have plenty of room. I was not expecting this. Well, I didn't wind the other side. I'm going to keep the inside nice and tight. And for wrapping the other side, we're going to do the opposite. As you probably saw in Mike and Callum's video, you want to do the opposite on there. So let me get that ready. This I want a lot more sticking out. Pretty much touching these. And I might actually hook them around. That actually might work. Yeah. Let me separate these a little bit. There we go. And if I hook it and then solder it, or as Mike and Callum say, solder, then we're good. So, let's see. That should be plenty. Maybe I'll wrap these around a little bit to figure out which one goes which. I believe this wire touches the negative, and this is the hot, or the lead that goes into the SO239. And if I wrap it around, make a little hook, it won't go anywhere. Let me see if I could do that. See if I have something. Turn this way. There we go. Turn the other way. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Then I'll have to come back here and tin the solder, but once it's wrapped, I should be good. Oh, and I lost it. Down she goes. All right, let me grab it. Let's get them in there. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. All right, so if you're building a 4-to-1, I would create the little hooks. And let me see if I can get this in. Start winding this, and obviously it goes the opposite route. Let's see. That'll be fine. There we go. Once you get it wrapped around once, you should be okay. So we have one turn. We're going to go on 2. Might as well show this upside down. Turn it around. Again, a little different than some that you see on YouTube, like Mike and Callum. They did a fantastic video. Real funny video. But this is the way I am going to wind it. All right, so that's 1 turn, 2, 3. This is 4. I like to pull it tight, so I'm sorry you're not going to see it too well. This is 5. This is 6. I'm overlapping the other one. I'm gonna adjust it here. Hang on. Let me get it through. A little bit of overlapping there. Let me adjust that. Where are you? Okay. There we go. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm going to have to tighten up on the other side. 7. How are we going to fit number 8 in here? We're going to have to bunch these up. 7. I'm going to have to figure out how. Let's just make sure. All right, so we got the underneath one. Going in the middle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And this baby, which we're going to have to fit in there somehow, she's going to be 8. And there's plenty of wire. All right. Come on, buddy. That comes out the other end. Okay. We have to adjust these windings, bring it down a little bit. Just make sure here. The other one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yep, that's 8. And we're just trying to see, is there enough room? Gotta fit one more, that one little winding in there together without trying not to overlap. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. Just gonna work this a little bit and get in the appropriate order, and then we'll be set. And then we can measure this, the extra length, and I'll show you what you have to solder based on the turns and where it's going, and you'll be set with your 4-to-1 onion. So be right back. Just want to fix these windings a little bit, just tighten them up a bit so they could all fit and be happy together. Should have used a slightly thinner outer Teflon tubing. Oh. Do we have it? Oh, I'm going to have it. All right, this is not going to be difficult. We're going to get it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get this fixed up, and I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. Off screen, I tightened up these windings a little bit more, and I removed the black Scotch tape from the last ending leads. And what we're going to do is start putting this together. So what you need to do is move the second one of the pair, and this is the winding that goes to the left, as far down as you can. We're going to snip it about here and then remove the Teflon tubing. Let's see. Is that going to be adequate? Let's see. There we go. Now I got the Teflon tubing, and there's still a bit of copper wire in there, so I'm going to use that for another project. And what I want to do is just remove Teflon tubing shell, if I can, off of this. Is that going to be adequate? Yep. Remove that. Okay, let me get these two out of here. There we go. And it exposes the actual enameled copper wire. I'm going to need to scrape this off with a razor blade, which I have. And then the other one, I'm going to snip here, which if you look on this, it is the right wire coming from the opposite side, from the right side. I'm going to need to move this one out of the way, snip this, and remove the tubing, the Teflon tubing, to expose the wire like we did here. Scrape it a little bit off and touch the two together, solder it up. That's how you do this one. Let me see. There we go. Let's see. This will do it. Didn't fly as far as I thought it would. Go snip the Teflon tubing. I was going to use the razor blade, but these snips actually work pretty well. I just got to get the rest off. Still have a little bit of the Teflon tubing. I had to see to actually get. Bear with me, guys. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna need a little bit more than that, as I need to wrap it on there. Sorry about that, miscut that. There we go. Get the other side. Come on, get off. Let me get the other back end. And the good thing about toroids is they're non-conductive, so you don't have to worry. I got scrap pieces everywhere. All right, so that's going to wind over there. All right, same with down at the bottom. So what I want to do, let me actually get something to put this on. It'll be all right. I can always pick it up with other things. Let's move these down. What we're going to do is scrape the enamel off of the copper, similar to do with making another toroid like a 49-1. I might actually snip this, because it looks like I have too much here. This is the part we'll put everyone to sleep. I might skip this. Or speed it up. Yeah, just have to figure out how to do that on the recorder. Okay. You can see the enamel is pretty much all off here. Yep. And let's get this off. I'll have to clean off my mat then. Maybe use some double-sided tape. Come on. Got to make sure everything is off so it has a good connection. I know Gil, the radio prepper, he uses snips to get the enamel off, but I'm a fan of the razor. Some people use Dremels, which I think, there we go, which I think is how DX Commander and Mike got his off for their 4-to-1 Balun. Okay, perfect. So, looking at it this way, again, fold the right bifilar pair down. This will go over. Just make sure we're good. I'm just making sure that it is all removed. And let me see if these needle nose pliers will work. I just want to twist this over there. Not sure if this is going to be the right tool. I think this is the best way to do it. So I could solder these two together. Let me use let's get you out of the way. Bend you over. There we are. It's a lot harder than it looks. This is my first 4-to-1 Balun that I'm making on a video. So, all right, that'll actually work. So I'm gonna crimp these two together as much as I can. That'll look good. Of course, solder it in. Let's see. That metal looks like it's touching. Good. So I'll probably put some flux on there, solder it in. Oops. There we go. I want to be gentle. There we go. Okay. That actually looks good. I might snip that end. I'm not sure if I can snip that end. Let's see. Yep. Had to put my finger over it. Sorry, guys. I don't want it flying and going into anything. There we go. I snipped that without taking my thumb off. And as you can see, it's still touching. Let me get some of this Teflon tubing out. And there we go. So I'm just going to solder that up. These two are the leads, one going to the right, the other going to the left. I need to do the exact same thing I did here down at the bottom, and then I can solder everything up. So let me get to that. Maybe I'll fast forward everything. I'm not sure how this ground lug is going to work. Might have to add an extension on there. I think I made it too short, but we're going to find out. Hey, you're learning with me. Okay. So is that going to be enough? Yep. That's going to be enough. That's definitely enough. And let me strain these out. Scrape them. We'll put it together. Might make this a chapter so you guys can skip it. Or someone's going to be bored. So this is pretty much the last step before soldering. And then putting it inside the box, which I already have. I pre-drilled it, so you don't have to see me on the drill press drilling it out. I measured everything, and it's different look. I'll show you what I mean. It's a different look than you know, the commercial ones. And again, I'm going to put some flux on here. Since heating up copper, the solder is a pain. And I've had some great success using the flux. No issues whatsoever. Now, some people might be like, oh, you can't use flux. You'll have a cold bond. I never had that. I never had a cold solder or any issues. Okay. I might not have to fast forward too much on this. All right, you go down. Now, this is the hot lead. This goes into the pinout for the SO239. Do the other ones, and we're okay. I just got to make sure that this will have enough enamel, not solder, have enough enamel removed. Just poke my eye out with that lead, and we're going to trim those so it fits in the box. Okay, let me see. All right, she's a beaut. So this will go. Yeah, we have plenty. All right. Now I'm not scraping it completely off. You want to make sure enough enamel's off so you have good connectivity. And we could test for that. I believe I have my, wherever it is. There's my multimeter. We'll test for connectivity and create that short. Trying to get this to a friend before for the holidays. Christmas. Very cold out. And I'm hoping he can get on the air with this. As long as the post office or FedEx, depending on who I choose, can get it there in time. Today is the 19th of December. If I can get it there so I can put it up during the holidays, I'll be happy. All right, so that's good. Let's get this one scraped. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. All right, plenty of length on there. Just was double checking, see if I had to take any more Teflon tubing off. And I gotta research that. This Teflon tubing seems very thick. A lot of wiggle room for the 14 gauge enamel copper wire. I wonder if there is a thing called a thin wall Teflon tubing. You guys might know already that there is. And if there is, please put in the comment. I want to maybe build another one if I can get thin wall Teflon tubing, or actually thinner one. Because that would be great. I think the winding would be better. It's not slightly overlapping or having issues with that. And that was the big problem. That's where I had to stop the video. Stop the video, and I think that is good. Maybe over here a little bit. Stop the video and pull this real tight with pliers. All right. Let me see what we got here. I'm gonna go in the middle. Bend it like that. Yeah, I could do it by hand. Getting stronger. And then that will go into the pin lead. There we are. Move that up a bit. Okay. Just worried about this ground. Might leave that tail on to get that ground lug. This one I might need to use the, let me see if I can do it by hand. This one's going to be the problem child. This was my fault. Make sure you have plenty of room when you guys do it. All right. Yeah, it's going to be, that's the lead. Unless I get it in ISO 239 pretty far and have the that coming up. We might have to put a little tail on there, if you know what I mean, to actually, yeah, we might just do that. You know, another piece of copper. All right, there we go. All right. Let me snip, move some of these tools out. Oh boy, look at this. It is super shiny on my desk mat. Thanks to using the razor blade. Do I have it? Yep. Let me clean up as much as I can. Packing tape, fold it over on itself, works wonders. All right, so snip. There we go. Throw the remnants over there. Still gonna snip it. Okay. So that is good. I'm gonna put some flux on both of these, turn on that soldering iron, solder it up, and then we'll start putting this in the box. Let me turn on my trusty soldering iron, and I like to use the SRA flux, number 135, rosin paste flux, made in America. As you can see, I've used it plenty of times. Don't need too much. Let me see. Yes, I'm using a, I think think it's an 18 AWG wire, enamel copper wire as my assistant. So we painted on there on every connection we have. I'm going to do these two first. A little bit too much there. All right. Close this up. Move you aside. Try to clean up as much as possible. All right, let me get the tip out. Get some solder. I like the Alpha Fry. And we're using the 6040. Yep. Okay. Now I should put my mat down if I'm doing this. Yeah, should be. Well, I don't want to ruin this nice computer mat. So give me a second. There we go. I like using this mat. I have like 2 or 3 of them on different desks. Workbenches actually here at home. So here we go. Add some more. Come on, flow, solder, flow. That'll do that one. Put some on the tip. Okay, a little more. With the copper, it's a little different on how I actually solder components. So if you're like, hey, put the heat on there and then let it work. Yeah, that works. I could do that. Just takes a lot of heat, a lot of time to get it to flow. But with this, hope you guys can see it. It looks beautiful. And let's get some flux over here. Let me snip that Teflon tubing out of the way. I got the soldering iron, keeping a nice warm temp. Come on. Come on, just want to snip it a bit. Small task takes the longest time. Come on. There we go. I got one piece out. I gotta clean off my workbench. Now let me get those needle nose and grab it. I think I got it. Yep. All right. Put those needle nose back. Get my rosin flux. Paint it a little bit. It's a lot of rosin flux. We don't need that much. Just a little. Just to paint it. It's coming off. Hang on. There we go. Just to get it to go where it should. Okay. That should do it. And let's get the solder tip out. Tin the solder tip a little bit. And on we go for the connection. Now it looks beautiful. I want to get a little more on the back end. Remember anyway, well, if you guys are soldering, you know to tin the tip. That'll do it. that'll do it. And that's pretty much all you need to get that hooked up. We turn around, and then this is going to be the right lead, or the ground, and then other one to the left. We'll put it onto the T-post. All right, so that's pretty much it for soldering at this point. I have to put the ring terminal ends here, but we're going to do that shortly once I bring out the case. And there it is. There's the case. And I already pre-measured and drilled. There's a 6mm one here, two 5mm ones, 6mm and a 6mm. What I'm thinking about doing is putting on these, basically the ring connectors right here on one end, or ring or hook mount connectors. Put it on the other end, and then one in the middle, so my friend can actually lift it up, pull it up with string, or paracord or rope, however he wants or sees fit. So that is the game plan. And what we'll do is we'll start putting in the BNC. Oops, come on. Got stuck. Toss that over there. I'm going to use this to hold it into place. And I think I have my socket here. And these nuts, most of them are usually 18mm. So use an 18mm and you're good. There we go. Oh. Let's get you out of the way, Balun. Okay. Bend you up. All right. I can have it so you guys can see. There we are. Put the threads on. Oops. A little tough now that I bent that up. Let's bend it back down. All right. Move it. Keep that center pin in the middle. And there we go. Now we just have to tighten it up. Man, this is bigger than I had wanted it. All right, we're not going to use that, but it is 18mm. Ideally use a socket. Let me see if this will work fine. You over. Come on. Come on, ground terminal. There you go. Okay. Let me tighten this up. Want to move that ground wing. Come on, there you go. All right. Okay, it's right where I want it. Let's just snug this up a little bit. I'm gonna go bring my socket over here. Oh, I love socket. Well, not a socket, but a wrench. There we go. Nice and snug. I have a little stubby. I just couldn't find it. You know how I say how tools are. All right, perfect. And the reason I use this is so I have something to hold on to. Basically, it's just an adapter, PL259 to BNC. Let me put this over here. And that is good. Let's see. That'll work for that, but we're gonna have to worry about the this neutral. We'll have to do that a little bit later. Yeah. Knew that ground was going to cause some issues. There we go. It's all right. I have extra pieces of copper. Still nothing. All right. So we're going to have to add a little piece of tinned copper. And then put the on in there. But that's what it's going to look like. Solder this lead in there. Probably run a another piece of enameled copper that's all cleaned up from here to there, and I'll do that last because it's easy to do. Just tin this up, tin that, and attach it. And that's pretty much it. Probably gonna snip this a little bit, the main hot line lead, and then we're good. But bear with me. Let me want to get a socket for this, and I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back, everybody. Start mounting this hardware. Now the middle one I'm gonna have like this because I have these butterflies, M5 or 5mm butterfly or wing nuts. We call them butterfly nuts, but let me get this on here. And of course, 6mm nut is a 10. Going on. Oops, did I bump it? There we go. Ratchet this on. This is a nylock. That's on there. I forgot where I got these. I think either Amazon or I bought them on Bolt Depot. Either place. Bolt Depot, they're a little bit more expensive because they're sourced or made in the US, which I do like, but if you want to save some money, I think the ones on Amazon will do just fine. These are, for this, it's actually strain relief for the wire, which I'm going to be showing you in a bit. So mounting hardware. Okay, that's on nice and tight, and it looks straight. Get the other one. Just want to make sure the Balun fits in here. Then we're going to snip the ends here and put on ring terminals. These to be precise. And those will fit the M5. Let's see, what do we have facing? There we go. Where it shows 304 for the stainless. And always remember, yes, stainless hardware. Since you're going to have this outside in the elements, you don't want, you know, Chinesium or any other type of metal. I think the zinc coated ones are okay, but if you can afford it, get stainless, which is everything on here. I didn't want to ruin the case. All right, so we have the eye bolt here, or eye hook. It's not really a hook, but it's an eye bolt, and this is so he can hang it with paracord or other type of rope or Dacron. These are for the strain relief, as I'll show you. There's going to be 2 M5 bolts going through here, and I'm going to run the I think it's Poly Stealth, either 13 AWG or 18 gauge, and we're going to put it through, have the strain relief here, and then we're good. So let me see how this will fit in the box. Oh, that'll fit nice. That'll fit real nice. All right, so I'm going to snip about here and about there, and run it. You can always bend these, which is nice. Okay, here we go. Point of no return on here. All right, remember, snip a little longer because you have to take that Teflon tubing off. Let me actually see. Okay, just wanted to gauge how much Teflon to remove. It's mainly used to I just pull it? Nope. That's not going to work. See if I can just run the razor blade across without scoring the... Yep, and that works. And someone's probably in the video yelling, why didn't you do that for the other ones? You know, when I cut them here, and well, you're probably right. So sorry about that. To get the Teflon tubing off, ooh, that one shot far. We're gonna save these. Like I said, we're gonna save the scraps. You can always use it. Let me just check. Yeah, it's measuring. There we go. Score it. Go. Didn't come off as well as the other one. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I gotta clean up. Lots of scraps. I didn't take as much off as I thought I would. Let's see. That should still be okay. And again, we're going to scrape, scrape, scrape. Do I have that tape? Yep. Scrape as fast as I can so you don't have to skip this part. Maybe I'll make chapters so anyone that wants to skip my awesome scraping job can easily do so. But hey, it's part of the process. I don't want to have a loud Dremel, which I do have somewhere around here. Let's remove it. Still a fan of using the razor blade. You can always use sandpaper, which is similar to the Dremel. Just takes more time. That looks good. And this is just to expose the copper so you can put terminal ends on. You can crimp them or crimp and solder. I'm a fan of just soldering. Take a look. Looks good. Let me just get a little over here. Perfect. Okay. Close that up, put that away. I don't know. I just hate having these little tiny particles all over my mat. I'll have to go through and really clean it. Enamel scrapings as well as copper. Okay. Give me a second. Let me bring back the mat for soldering. Okay. Well, you can actually see a little better anyway. All right, so I'm going to get more of the flux so the solder can actually work its way. Come on. Down the connector again. Just painting it on. You don't want too much or it gets all funky. If anyone's used flux before, you know what I mean. Just a little paint here and there goes a long way. I call it painting. People probably call it something else. And a little bit in here. So when I put the wire through, we're good. Okay. Okay, put that away. All right, so if it's like this, that fits nice. Okay. Maybe put a little flux on the top so it can suck in there. Oops, a little more than enough. Sorry about that, everyone. I love this stuff. Makes soldering so much more easy, especially when you're dealing with making Baluns and toroids. All right, so we're gonna have it turned like that. Okay, get the solder. Solder that bad boy up. Let's get a little more. That is definitely on there that time. If you didn't see it, it sucked down and definitely helped out a lot. Let's turn you again. Oops, I got some on the ring terminal. Oh no! I usually like to wear, don't laugh at me, N95 mask when I do this. Not for the pandemic, but for soldering. Because boy, oh boy, does it smell. Especially with the rosin flux. Let me tin the tip a bit. Put her away. And that's it. All right, let me pause this. I gotta wait till this cools, and I'll be right back. Put it inside the box, and solder the terminal there. Run a little wire, not a wire, but a piece of enameled copper to that, and we're good to go. So, see you in a few. Okay, everybody, I'm back. The ring terminals are much cooler, and we're gonna start mounting the hardware. So, I'm gonna mount the hardware, and the last thing I'm gonna do is solder the connections on the bottom. Okay. Just gonna feed this through one ring. Let's see about getting it in. Let me get this one out. So we're good. So that one goes to the one on the right. This one's for the left. Go. All right. A lot different than the end-fed half waves I usually build. It's a great kit. Amadon did a great job making this. Oh, come on. Fit through. What are we having issues with? Is it bent? There we go. Slightly bent. Come on. There we go. Okay. Put this in its spot. Let's work its way in there. Okay, everybody. That's good. Okay. Where's the lock washer? I'm going to put a lock washer here before putting on the nut. And do I have a socket for that? One thing I might have forgot. Let me go look at my kit that I use to put the eye bolts on. Let's see what we got here. Where did I put it? All right. Here's the kit. We have something small like that. Oh, that we do. Okay. Oops. All right. Nice little kit. I didn't need to pull out like a huge, you know, S&K or Craftsman or, you know, thing like that just for this. All right, we're moving a little bit. Let me hold it. Go. Go. Perfect. I have to loosen that up a little bit. I got it bent a bit. There we go. All right. Be fine. Make sure I can still get it on the main terminal. Yep. Perfect. Yep, it's good. Good. Let's tighten up the other side. Come on. There we go. Don't need any crazy torque specs. Let's see if I can move this thing over a bit. Let's loosen you up again. Just don't want to. There we go. It's a lot better. Go. Perfect. She's in there. This will reach perfectly fine. And I just need a piece of copper down at the bottom. And this is where the lines are going to go. I can even show you how I'm going to mount it if you guys want. Probably. Might as well. Went this far. Made this long of a video. Pretty much went through the whole process with me. Which I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to have chapters because it's going to be so long. There we go. This side was always the tough one. Did I get the wrong one, or is there a burr on here? Nope. There we go. Perfect. All right. Put some flux in here and on the end and solder it up. Then I got to get a piece of wire, copper, and run it to that ground. Again, just paint flux on so it's happy. And the solder goes everywhere you want it to. And the one thing with the 4-to-1 Balun, you don't need a 100 puff or 100 picofarad capacitor across the hot or the lead and the just make sure we're good. And the ground is what I was trying to get at while I was trying to concentrate. All right. Lift that up a bit. Okay, you're in there. Okay, I might actually fill the cup with solder. Might be the better idea. Bear with me, everyone. Let me see if I can prop it up. Hopefully you guys can see a lot better. Fill up the cup of the SO239. Okay, she got plenty of solder there. Now, flip it so I can see. Oops, nope, that's not there. Hang on one second, everyone. I'm going to see if I can get it. Hey, everybody, I'm back. I just want to finish up the connections. Let me see if I can bring that into you. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Focus. All right. Okay, so you see the ground was a piece of wire that went over there, and then the main terminal there. So that's pretty much it. I'll show you continuity. Hang on one second. Just want to zoom out of here. There we go. Put on the ground. And let me get my ohm meter. Well, multimeter. Untangle the leads. Okay. So, actually, I should probably zoom back in. There we go. All right. So, we want everything to be shorted, which it is. So the center pin, of course, obviously nothing's connecting to these. They won't work. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm going to package this up, send it out to my friend, the new ham, and hopefully he enjoys it. Might even drive out there and help him set it up if he needs. But I hope you appreciated the video. A little learning curves, as you saw. I should have made that a lot longer, but I resolved it, and it works. I don't like the thickness of this Teflon tubing. I think it should be a lot thinner. And I'm going to research that and see if I can find thin Teflon tubing and maybe build another one just for myself, even though I have plenty of end-fed halfways or 9-to-1 onions as well. But if you like this video, by all means, please like the video. If you like the content I'm creating, please consider subscribing. And any questions or comments, please put them down there in the comments section. I'd be love to hear from you and help you out with your build. That's it. This is Matt, N3VAN, signing off.